So let's get started. Looks like today we are going to be working once again, more on our thing, our metal fab workbench. And yeah, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so what did we do last stream? We, I believe, made some more progress with the metal fab bench, and I believe we got the metal fab bench to accept power, and we were able to turn it on and off, and some other fun things. So let's go ahead and just take a look at what we need to do. Okay, so go to folders. We're going to shut down. We're going to close all of the stuff in the Notepad++ that we don't need. We're going to go to our metal fab workbench. Okay, so there's the metal fab workbench. We don't have anything in these folders. Alright, so what I think we should do is we should assign hand animations to these tools. So we'll throw the config here, put it up there. Now what we want to do here is we want to make sure all of these things follow the proper premise. So everything here is actually technically going to be a heavy item, which requires you to have two hands. The vise might not be required to have as a heavy item. I don't think we'll have the vise be a heavy item, but the grinder, the bench press, the drill, obviously all will be. And then, we're just going to do some basic look up in kilograms, how many kilograms a drill press, bench grinder are going to be. So bench drill press. Alright, so we just look at this one. It's a built hard 8 drill press. It weighs 22 pounds. So we just gotta convert that to kilograms. 22 pounds to kilograms is 9.97903 things. So this works in so like 1,000 in this number is a 1 kilogram. So yeah, so that's what a drill press weighs 9.9 kilograms. So that's what that weighs. And then a bench grinder probably weighs about the same, to be honest. So maybe it weighs, definitely, maybe it doesn't weigh as much as a drill press, but it's still going to be heavy. Let's see here. It's 12 pounds. So 12 pounds is 5.4 kilograms. So this is going to be 5,400 kilograms. You know, give or take a couple pounds, right? Or a couple kilograms, depending on how you want to look at it. And then we're going to go for a metal chop saw. Now, I'm going to go off the weight of the metal chop saw that I modeled it off of. And we can see here it is 51.7 pounds is what the thing is. So 57.1 pounds. So that's 2,500 weight. So I'm gonna say that the drill press actually should be a bit heavier. I'm guessing it's probably going to be close to the same weight that this cutoff saw is. So instead of it being like 9.9 kilograms, I'm gonna make it like 13 kilograms. I think that should be more fair. And then the metal workbench, we're just going to make this be like 2 kilograms because all of these items will add to its weight when they're attached. And we can now call this what it should be named, which is it's supposed to be called a fab or fabrication. So it should be a metal fabrication bench, not a metal fab. We'll just type up a little description. Alright, this bench is used for machining and I probably should spell machining right. Machining. Yeah, there we go. So, machining and overall work of materials using power tools in combination with hand tools. Alright, so now let's go down and look at these things. So we have the two things named machines, tools. Okay, that's good and proper. The damage system, we'll work on that a bit later. We have an auto switch off. The textures are all different. So what we might do here is I think we're fine. I think let's just move on. So let's see here. There we go. Sorry, just fix the brightness. Looked like I was getting really washed out. Alright. So I think we have all that done. And let's look at our stuff here. So we have our actions. We have our fab base. So a lot of this stuff is kind of useless. Like, you don't need override electric. Don't need the protected bulls or anything anymore. Okay. So yeah, so let's go ahead and do the hand animation thing. Now I'm just going to go over to my hand dump graw thing, and I believe I have in here the holding animation. So we're just going to copy this and we're going to paste it in there. Now we're going to throw that in there. This is the old way of doing it. I keep it on hand just in case I ever need it. For this one, we don't need it because we are, not using that. But in here, you can see that I have like base anvil, tree stump, smelter, all that kind of stuff. And these are all the holding animations for heavy. So what we want to do here is we want like the drill press to be a heavy animation, and we want the chop saw to be a heavy animation. And then finally we want like the middle fab bench to be a heavy animation. But we don't need we don't need these other two. We don't need that too. So down here in our one-handed things, I want to make the bench grinder a two-handed item, and I want to make the vice a two-handed item too. Now, differences between these two items is that the two-handed is like when you carry a pot, a pot, and the heavy is like when you're carrying a log, you're like this. So that's the differences. So what we're going to do is we're just actually going to go here and go / star and then star \. And all that does is comments out this entire line for us, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright, and what we need to do here is make sure that we don't have anything on here that would cause any conflicts. We did not look up the weight of a vise though, so let's go ahead and look up the weight of a vise. So and I'm going to go with like a heavy duty vise, like the one that we kind of based the model off of. Alright, so don't you hate it when they don't list things properly, really well? Oh, come on, it can't be this hard to find what if I how much of ice weighs. 17 pounds. Alright, so 17 pounds is 7.25 kilograms, so 200. Okay. Let's go ahead and pack this to where we need to. So we're just going to go back down to our metal workbench. I'm going to go over here, copy the file path here. We're just going to throw this in here. And we're going to binarize and do it and see how it looks, what happens. I don't know if this is there we go. I don't know why I was doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So we're gonna boot up the metal thing server. Can't find a variable. 160. 160. So honestly, we don't need this entire thing of code right here. So we're just gonna get rid of that, pack it up, and then we're gonna try it again. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hey, Johnny Bravo! Oh, mama. How you been, man? I see you like a lot of my Twitter posts and stuff like that. So it's nice to see you in here. Alright, looks like it's gonna boot up. And, you know, corrupted variables. I'm doing okay. You know, not doing too bad. I just realized something, and it probably wouldn't have mattered too much because the server wouldn't have done something, but I need to delete the persistence. There's a reason why, but I'm not going to say why. But yeah. Nice, nice. Always glad to see somebody who actually wants to see what I'm doing. Alright, so looks like it booted up fine. Let's go ahead and go to our metal testing. Make sure that we are connecting to the server, and let's go. I wonder how fat I look when I take a drink. Not really bad. Thanks. Are you a modder at all, Johnny? Have you made any mods for DayZ? Should have like a chatty with dumpy thing here. There we go. I just put it up. It's one of the things I keep forgetting to put up in my streams is the chat with stuff. Okay. So we're on the beach. This is perfect. Gives us the opportunity to see how everything works. So let's go ahead and spawn in the first thing in our config, which is the chop saw. Oh, nice. Hey, I mean, it's still something, right? You know, you still have the basic idea of what goes into it. So, I'm definitely holding it awkwardly, but I'm okay with it. When the hand animation, when the animation framework comes out from Mario, I'll be able to make my own animations. I've actually gone through the effort and learned how to do it. So when I learn how to do that, I will start making my own animations for stuff like for my forging mod. I'll probably make my own animations for a lot of that stuff because just a shame that I can't do it the other way. Okay, let's try the other ones. Oh, let's make sure the weight is proper. Yep, 25 kilograms. That's so freaking big. Alright. Yeah, I'll show you guys here in a second the animation I was able to do. It's using most of the tools that actually Mario has already developed. It's just you can't make an animation for a mod and then have another mod have other animations and they both work together. So in reality, you can have 5 mods with animations, but only one of those mods would actually have the animations working from that mod because it overwrites all the other ones. And Mario's community the framework for animation framework, is supposed to make it so you can have many mods and each mod can have their own animations as long as they're not, of course, named the same or the same file names and stuff. It should be good. So let's look at the drill press next. Okay, so here is the badass drill press. If you haven't had the pleasure of seeing this awesome, beautiful piece of work, I made it myself, textured it myself. Obviously, I'm not the best texturer because you can see this is way too matte. This is way too glossy. Some artificing slash shading there, but the rest of it I'm pretty proud of. And of course, it just says testing because whatever. Alright, let's take this into our hands. Okay, this one doesn't look as bad as the other one. And then the fire geometry still works on it. Alright, now let's try the vise. Yeah, about 1.06 to 1.09, there was a massive problem with loading too many mods, and if you had too many registered actions or too many registered recipes, it essentially became a limit on how many actions or registered stuff you could have in the default thing, and it was a bug. It was a big bug. Caused a lot of people to be pissed off about it, including myself, because we were running expansion on New Dawn at the time. And actually, this looks really good. Look at that. I don't like how it sticks into my guy a bit, but like, I think that looks really good. Yeah, my guy's like trying to like make out with it. He's like, "Oh, I kiss this. I love this vice. This vice is mine." He's all like, "Yes, the amazing New Dawn Incorporated vice." All right. Enough kissing device. Why did that go in the ground? No, it didn't go in the ground. Just went on my feet. Alright. And actually, this looks pretty good in hand too. You can actually read it right there. New Dawn Incorporated. 1/2 HP bench grinder. Totally. Yeah. And then, get mad at it. Stupid grinder. Remember, folks, only you can fire a weapon illegally. Yep. Damage things are still working on it. Damn it. Yep. Perfect. Gorgeous. Beautiful. The damaged zones are broken on it. I need to fix those. Alright, and then let's go to the Metal Fab workbench. Now, I did rename this. And yesterday, I went through and I made a power cable on it. So now when we go to place this, it shouldn't be doing that. So we gotta figure out why it's doing that. But I put a cable on it, so when you go to attach your items, so like if I were to attach the drill press, now it looks like there's a power cable coming out of the drill press. I know, right? I love the placement animation. I need to fix it. I really do. And now it looks like there is a power cable coming out of the bench grinder. I do realize that like the side of my bench grinder, like right there, is like ugly, but I'm not the most perfect texture in the world. Now this can't go on anything because I shot it too many times, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then we can put that there, and as you can see, the last cord kind of connects up with that. Unless like you're like looking like super freaking close, you won't notice. And then what's cool is if we go with a cable reel and a power generator, what we can do is we can go to the power generator, plug it in. You can see it plugged in right there. And then go over here. Oh, I think I accidentally deleted the I did. Alright, well let's fix that real quick. Shouldn't take more than a couple seconds. Yeah, see I put it way down there on accident. It's supposed to be up here. Yeah, that's very possible, Johnny Bravo. It's actually a really simple thing. So if you ever wanted to give, let's say we wanted to give the bench grinder a ability to attach, all we do is take this override void set actions, and we just go to attach. I think it's called action attach. Action attach. just get this off of a item. It's on wheels. So, yeah, action attach. So it's this action attach. So what you can do is you can just go to this action attach, and then you can actually add the action attach and detach, and then you just put it in here. And now when we boot it up and save it, you'll see it work in action. And we're only doing on this on the bench grinder, so just keep that in mind, okay? So we're going to pack it up and give it a shot. Yeah, so like there's a lot of things in vanilla that actually work out, already are made, are already in place. You just have to be willing to think about it. So like, I'll show you something I did with the metal fab bench that I got the inspiration from the vehicle update, where you can take screwdrivers, lug wrenches, and screwdrivers and lock parts of a vehicle. Well, I just kind of followed their example and I made a new script for my own items, but it works pretty much the same way. So I'll show you just a second. Now, a lot of times people try to think that DayZ doesn't have a lot of the stuff already built into the game, and the reality of the fact is it does. It's very, very interesting because yeah, kind of like that, exactly, bolting down a grinder to the workbench. I'll show you here in a second once I load in. Alright, so what we need to do here is, if we look at the bench grinder, see, I can take it into my hands, attach. Take it in my hands, attach. And you notice how, like, when I look at the drill press, I can't take it in my hands. That's because I don't have the detach action available for me. I have to open up the thing, put it in my hands, and put it back. So that's how easy that is. And then I made a script using a screwdriver, and I also made a script using a wrench. So these are just theoretical tests that I made. I'm going to choose probably a different item for bolting down this. So what you can do is you can walk up, and so you see how I look at the middle fab bench and I get no option to do anything? But if I go here and look at the chop saw, you can see it says ND_chop saw testing lock. Now what's cool about this is if I push 2 and put the screwdriver away, you can see me take the chop saw in my hands and throw it back on. If I take the screwdriver and do the animation, I now have it locked in place. I can't interact with it. I can't do anything with it at all. like, even if I were to go over to the bench grinder, right, and lock it in place, I can't take it in my hands. See, the option's gone. So now, if I'm trying to, you know, take the things out of this, I can't without actually doing this. So I have to take a wrench, and I have to go up to the item, and I can do unlock. And now you can see it's taking me considerably longer to unlock this than it took me to lock it. So now I can put my wrench away, and I can pick up the chops onto my hands. Super cool. Then if we go over here and we do the cable spawn again, so if I plug this in, you can see the cords right there, right over here. And if I look, come on. It was working yesterday. Alright. Let's figure out why it's not working now. No, no, no. I don't think it's that at all. I think it's like it didn't register the memory point right. So let's take a look at that real quick. Okay. So vanilla P3Ds. How did they do it? Was in the view geometry. Okay, so now we should have that fixed. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so click OK. You know, I'm still impressed how well I do uh, on YouTube still. Like, mind you, I'm not like doing amazing, but in the past 7 days, I've had 278 views. Most of the views are uh, going to mass and OP base items. OP base items hasn't been maintained or developed on for over a year now. It's actually a really sad story what happened with OP base items. Really a shame how people treated him. Um, but just shows you how good of a mod it really is, even though it's no longer maintained. So you plugged it in here. Is it because I don't have a... I don't think it's because I don't have a bias. Okay. This is just getting frustrating now. Yeah, so mine should be working. Alright. Let's see. So the view geometry, LFAB workbench, is fine. Let's look at what the spotlight actually has on it. So the spotlight's energy manager doesn't have a auto switch off. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the reason why, but I don't know. Let's give it a shot. So I'll have DayZ running. Okay, click OK. Here we go. Alright, welcome back. Just chasing down the issue. It's 11:15 where I'm at. What time is it for you? So, hopefully changing the energy manager will fix it. Alright. Yeah, it's not a config issue. I don't know why that would matter, but it's always good to test. let's try let's just try spawning another metal fat bench in. There we go. The animation at least is working now. What the heck's going on here? I had this working yesterday. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Oh. No. No. Hmm. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let me see here. Yeah, core plugged. What if I move it down here? Just for possibility's sake. Well, hopefully this works. Alright. So it doesn't seem to like the cables. Okay, why isn't this working? It should be working. Alright. Let's see here. When all else fails, go to your temp folder. My bad. Go to the recycle bin. Workbench. No workbench. I think. Yeah, right here. Where is it? Here we go. Crap. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Trust me, I know how exciting this is. But I had it working yesterday. Yeah, like the famous words of a modder. I had it working the other day. Alright. Pop the jerry can. Cable reel. Alright, let me try something else real quick. So let's just look at here. So here has an icon of 1, energy, cord, cord link. Rest of it is all the same. Okay. inventory base, hidden selections. Plug type equal 2. What does the generator look like? Plug type equal plug sockets count 4. There is no plug type. So let's go back to the spotlight and see if we can figure out what plug type, if anything else has a plug type. Xmas lights. Okay, I think I have an idea what's going on here. What if I've been doing this all wrong the entire time? And not thinking of this logically. So, from what I can gather, the thing has to have a place. So, what should be happening is we should be renaming this to cord underscore plugged. Then going here, selecting this, putting this in view geometry, and then all we need to do is fix the geometry here. Alright, that's the best I can think of. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure we actually have it saved. Just make sure we save it again, because I wasn't sure if I saved the model. I know the Unreal Engine can be its own unique beast, um, but maybe it's not your fault for how it works. So like, you know how like we have P3Ds, the P3D has a specific way it's done? Well, the Unreal Engine is far more advanced than DayZ, so it might be that config, that the model is now reading off of model.cfg, and the model.cfg has a specific way the magazine is supposed to be is rotated, even though, so it's not updating your model.cfg, I think. I mean, I don't know Unreal Engine at all, so I'm kind of talking on my ass, but if I was thinking about it, somewhere in your process, somewhere in the model saving process, a file is not being overwritten properly to save the changes to the model that you made. It could be a incorrect file path. It could be that you're saving it to a model that exists somewhere else in the same kind of folder structure. Who knows? But yeah, I think that's kind of what's going on. Okay. I almost feel like it's not working because the geometry is not working. But why isn't the geometry not working? Shouldn't it be that be component? Component 01. Alright. Let's give this a shot again. What if we go like this? Alright. Why did I close the add-on builder? Maybe just a mistake. Well, folks, this is going to be my last attempt at making it work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to power down and probably dream about it. Yes, I'm weird and I dream about my coding / scripting and modeling. It's actually where I get some of my revelations on how to fix something or improve upon something. Honestly, I suffer from major back pain and a huge amount of depression. So when I'm supposed to be sleeping, what I'm doing is I'm I just sit awake at night and I just pretty much go over everything in my head. And it's mostly because I don't like to dream. I do not like my dreams. My dreams are very, very. They're not necessarily like I would say like horrible or bad. It's just I've always hated dreaming. So that's where I get all my most of my revelations from. Oh, you too, Johnny Bravo. That's pretty funny. Well, it's a good thing I'm not the only one. I'm not that crazy, right? Right? So I honestly think it has something to do with the fact that the animations aren't working and the bench isn't doing the animations properly. Yeah. Isn't that funny when that happens? You're just all like, but why? Spend hours trying to like accomplish something. I have an idea. and still walk all through that. Alright, I know I said that this was the last test, but let's go ahead and do another quick test. I know I said this was the last one, but I want to test something real quick. Oh yeah. And that's why I always tell people who I've actually trained on how to mod for DayZ. I do it selfishly. I'm evil. What I'm doing is I'm training other people on how to mod. So like, if I ever get stuck, I can just go to them and like tell them to tell me how it's. So be all like, if I trained you, Johnny Bravo, let's say, I would come to you like, a month later, be all like, man, I can't figure out this problem. Can you figure it out? And I would show you what I was doing, and you'd be all like, yep, this is what you're doing. Line 32, you have an extra bracket there that you don't need, and your if statement is calling for a variable that doesn't exist. I'd just be like, oh my god, really? No, but honestly, this is the last test, guys. After this, I do have to go because my wife is out drinking and I can't leave her out too long. Otherwise, I might get a call from the cops. my wife, my wife gets a little bit interesting. Who pinged me? Alright, so I actually got rid of the animation to pick up the bench. So now what I can do is I can throw it. Yes, do not judge me. See, now there is a proper geometry. So I can plug it in here. And see, no option still. So it's not the geometry that's the problem. It's the... We'll see. Now the geometry's not working. See, I'm still freaking confused. Because the geometry works for a minute. I come over here, can't run through it, go to plug it in, and now I can run through it. What the hell is going on? Alright, well, you know what? I had a past video yesterday that I actually got this working. In the video, I show it working. Now, I don't think placement removes geometry. Or it shouldn't be. But, I did get this working yesterday. I don't know why it's not working. It is so freaking frustrating. Like, why doesn't it work? Tell me! Yes, I took out my frustration on a gas tank, so a gas pump, so it would take me out. Yes, geometry is the form of the collision. Alright folks, so I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to go watch episode 25 from yesterday, and then I'm going to look at what I changed with the thing to make it not accept the power cable as a cord. And then once I figure that out, I'll probably do another stream. I'll explain to you folks how I found the issue and fixed it, and then we'll move on from there, because again, this is one of those issues where I'm not going to spend all of stream trying to figure it out, which is kind of what I did today. So I don't think I'm going to spend all stream trying to figure it out next stream. I just think I'm going to figure it out off camera, and then when I'm on camera, I can explain how I figured out what was wrong. But we're just going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. It was nice to meet you, Johnny Bravo. I hope everyone here understands that this is supposed to be a demonstration of what goes into modding, developing, and actual process of making said content for DayZ. Again, I'm not doing this because I want to be famous or the next Twitch celebrity. I'm doing this because I want our players to understand this is how much effort I put into making the things I do and stuff. And I think that's an important thing for players to know, because it's very easy for you to look at something and think, oh, well, that really sucks, but you don't realize that that one item took 15 hours to make, import, texture, and script for. So, it really, being a modder has given me a very new appreciation for a lot of the content in DayZ, and actually video games overall in general. Like, I have a lot of respect for developers, far more than I ever did before.